Hello, Reshaper. What a fantastic in this stream. I want to share with you: is even eternal life possible? Sounds pretty interesting, isn't it? And by the way, first of all, I want to apologize that I wasn't like the day before yesterday. I didn't make my streams, and this because I want to take a day off, basically. So I took a day off of everything. I just wrote the script to today's stream, but nothing else. So basically, and yeah, when you want to watch myself on YouTube right now, 4K and better sound quality, you can do so by just going pogodora pogodora, and you will find myself there. So without further ado, let's jump in. So first things first, as you might know, I'm currently learning like for half a year or so the so-called the theory of causality, which was invented by Vasily Goch, PhD. It's from Russian, okay? And basically, it's really interesting thing how things happen. And as much as learning it, I'm kind of expanding my own consciousness, and also my worldview is always changing as much I'm learning it, and it's really cool. And just recently, I have stumbled upon an article. It was from a grandkid of a world-known neurologist, Biterev. It's also a Russian guy, and his grandkid has written an article about the thing, about the matter, about the neurologic stuff, about some psychological stuff, and combined it with some spiritual stuff, which was pretty intense for myself to, not intense, but really impressive for myself to see how people are who are really have the PhD and stuff like that in writing such things. And she was also writing about eternal life. And when I just seen eternal life, the first thing that has popped up in my brain is this book, okay? Lifespan from David A. Sinclair, PhD, basically. And why this book? In this book, there was written, okay, basically, if you haven't read this book, you can do so or see it on the podcast from, if you don't want to buy this book, you can just go on podcast from, whose was it? Podcast, this guy. You know, the most famous podcast right now, this ex-wrestler. Basically, it's lifespan. It's already Achan has already told about this book basically, and Jeff Rogan. He has also in this podcast he has talked about. I mean, he has invited Sinclair there, and they were talking about this book, about the thing like you haven't eat to 16 hours a day, so you can detox yourself from the acids inside of your things and stuff like that. But this is just on a physical plane, okay? We're just a physical plane right now. But what has kind of impressed myself, she wasn't just talking about the physical plane, but she was also talking about like more the spiritual part of it, which was kind of impressing by myself. I mean, someone as coming from a medical world is talking about spirituality. For myself, it was kind of wow effect. And I mean, her grandpa is really world known for the thing, and she is just continuing this thing that he has started off. And basically, what was really impressive, which is also in alignment with the theory of causality that I'm currently learning from my teachers. Her name is Svetlana Sirova. She's also Russian. She has a PhD, but in art. And but this guy who has invented it, he has actually a PhD in physics, in math, and in how's it called? Tetsugaku. And oh man, sometimes my English is worse than my Japanese. Yeah. How's it called? Philosophy. In philosophy, he has like 3 PhDs. Really impressive guy. He's like right now in his 70s, and he has written the theory. And this theory I'm currently learning, a really interesting theory. It's not just based on, as I said, on the physical part, but it goes beyond the physical part, beyond physical plane, but goes into the spiritual plane. In the spiritual plane, she and also he has also talked about two things that, I mean, many people are not mentioning, which is, first of all, the co-creation. What I mean with co-creation? Co-creation with, you use your co-creation and co-create with God or the universe or the, how you can, God, universe, or the creator, basically. You know what I mean, right? The power or the energy, the vibration, however you call it, okay? This kind of energy you co-create. How you co-create is pretty easy. Is basically when you start off everything you want to start off, you start off in what? In silence. AKA you say nothing. You stop your inner dialogue in your brain and start off from silence, and then you start off something. Because then you start off creating which has been not created. Yes, the purpose of creation is not to replicate something that already has been created, but create something new, something alternative, something better, something which has been improved from the beginning, okay, from the previous thing. This is actually the purpose of true creation. Because currently if you say, hey, I'm content creator, I'm creating this and this and this, and the thing is, many people who are creating content, stuff like that, they are just replicating things, me also, because it's hard, but the most people are really just replicating things that has been already done. They are not creating something new, which is not in co-creation. Co-creation is when you create something new. How you do it? From silence. Again, you say nothing and start off everything you do from silence and co-creation. Now, this is one thing, and this has been also emphasized in this article, and also it's been emphasized in the theory of causality. However, there's a second thing, which is really important and has been, in the end, has been really emphasized. The reason why people die. The reason why people die a natural way. I don't say some people die basically on diseases, some people die on this, by natural way, right? People just pass away. People pass away because of lack of purpose. Simple. Basically, if you have a conscious or subconscious purpose in your life, right? You have born, you do something. You have a purpose to do something. You have a goal to do something, to accomplish something. You have a purpose. Right? And the purpose should be not just in a physical way, there should be again in co-creation. And when is a purpose is built on co-creation, maybe on subconsciousness, within the subconsciousness, what will happen is you will follow it. And the thing is, when you die is when you get out of your purpose and just go fade away from a purpose, and the sky, basically, the God or the entities are taking your body away, the spirit away. You're dying not because you cannot return, and to make not your karma even worse, they take you apart, they take you away. So you are just got away from the purpose. Another thing is also you can get from a purpose. The thing is, when you are having a purpose and you reach your purpose, and when you reach your purpose, what is really essential for people? Why people sometimes reach a purpose and then you're dying like within several years or maybe several months? This is because they don't have another purpose, a higher purpose. So what you need actually to have an eternal life is, first things first, of course, you have to have a healthy lifestyle. This is really essential. This is just a base on a physical level. Okay, now you have now you can go for a mental level. You do some meditation and stuff like that. Now you have the mental care down. Now you have the two things. Okay, now you are ready to go a little bit up to more tiny vibrations. Now how you do it? Basically, you are going higher by, first of all, you start off with co-creation. You start off to be more in silence with yourself. You end up you are telling to yourself what's not you in your words, in your thoughts. It's not you, and then you start off to scrap off those things which is not you. So you start off to be in absolute silence, and then you can co-create with the creator, get the ideas, and then start off to make a new purpose true. Now, you co-create, and then you have a purpose. And when you go to the purpose, now this first thing, you go to the purpose, and then when you get to the purpose, before you just get to the purpose, you need actually to upgrade the purpose to a higher one. If you don't do it, you will be taken. And that's been already told by my teachers. She has told me that she is right now in the 70s, that she has been also being taken like several times, but because she has upgraded the purpose higher and higher and higher, this is why she is still existing, why she is still alive. So what is more important actually to everything is a purpose. If you have a purpose in life, I mean, some people have a subconscious purpose and they're just following it without even knowing it. Some people have a conscious purpose. And what's more powerful is, of course, a conscious purpose, because you know what you do and you're doing it. And it's not about just achieving the goals. It's not just about, but you are moving there because you're expanding your consciousness. It is not about just to moving forwards and just be focused and seeing nothing. No, it's about seeing everything. This is what I'm talking about. It's not about just really just because many people like personal development, what is kind of shoot yourself in your own knee is basically when you are talking about personal development, maybe you're talking, you set a goal and you go towards the goal. Okay, now you have a purpose, you have the goal, right? The thing is, it's not about just a goal. It's about just a goal and expanding your consciousness, and then you see the opportunities will lead you automatically to the goal. It's not about just the goal itself. It's about the purpose of this goal. Okay, so you have a purpose, and then you go to this purpose. And when you are, just before you're reaching the purpose, you upgrade the purpose over and over again. This is when you gain more lifespan, okay? You gain more lifespan when you are actually getting more purpose. And so, when you're upgrading your purpose, you're getting more lifespan. This purpose has to be for whom? It has to be for, of course, for the creator, because you're in the co-creation. It has to be for the creator. It has to be good for the creator, okay? And good for the world, to have it more, to make it more prosper, right? And this is actually what's important. So those kind of things, I wasn't even... I mean, I was conscious of it because I was told by my teacher, but now we have another perspective. I mean, the same perspective, but from someone who is really coming from this world of healing people, of not just healing people, I mean spiritual healing, but I mean like really on physical level, people who has a PhDs and has doctors, those kind of people, right? And this is kind of impressive for myself, to see that some people are right now, especially in countries like Russia and sometimes also in the US, are more, and sometimes in the UK also, are more open towards all things because they understand that our life is not just a physical one. The physical is just one part, and it goes beyond the physical one to get to the internal life that everyone is craving for. So this is actually what I have read it, and I'm just curious what your opinion towards this is. Comment comments box down below what's number of things I picked up so far. If you like it, give me a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and so on, all the good things. I do this videos close to every single day, but you know, like the day before yesterday, I didn't done it because basically like I was the whole week pretty busy. I want to have a one-day rest, but even then I have wrote the script right now that I've told to you because I got inspiration, but I wasn't inspired to talk about it. Basically, sometimes it happens, right? And it's better to don't make it like more forced, because many people are thinking like, hey, creation has to be forced, you have to force yourself, you have to kick yourself everything in the ass because you don't achieve anything. But I don't feel so, because the more you force yourself, the more the creation starts off to get halfway ass, and becomes more mediocre, what you don't want to have, especially when you are starting co-creation. What's more important is really than normal mediocre creation is really the co-creation, that we are start off in silence, in absolute silence with ourselves, to co-create with the creator and to start off to do things that have been never done for the world, for the better world, and for the better life for humankind and all the species, and not just the world, I mean also the whole universe, right? Because who knows, and maybe some other ethnicities are living beside human beings on other planets as well. Now, Reshaper, I hope you have an awesome day. Have an awesome day, and comment comes from small thing I picked up so far. As always, do not let yourself suppress now. See you on, I believe, on Monday, because tomorrow and after tomorrow I have big seminars. I feel it's really hard afterwards. I have to kind of, because I'm learning it, I have to kind of figure it out how it works and stuff like that. It's mental work, but it's not like the mental work like in school. It's not a mental work. It's not like, you have some mental work in school, which is more like you feel like it's always there and is draining you down. You have like this, but here you have some mental work, but this is more like you kind of take a grasp of it, because you have been in the same room and you're just taking part of this. You are in the same field of the teachers, and this is why you can kind of get the information from this vibration from the field of the teachers, which is kind of impressive for myself. This kind of teaching style I have never experienced before. I mean, Tony Robbins, you have to jump around to do all the stuff, but here you just have to sit and just relax, maybe write something down, and then you are more like, the key point is when you are, that you remembering thing with your being in the same room, with the vibrations, and this gets into the subconsciousness basically, and this is more important than just learning something in like a freaking memory card, which your brain is not basically. But then you get, the key point is when you get out of the lesson, when someone asks you what have you learned, you say, I don't know. It is the best thing you can have, because then you don't have any mental force. You have not any heavy weights on your mental side, which is pretty important. Why I've learned to be more free, to enjoy more things. So yeah, have an awesome day, and as always, do not let yourself suppress now. See you on Monday. ちょっと韓国語勉強しましょうか。最近ちょっとあんまりやらないから時間がないから正直少しずつ見たけ早くれ回れたっけ。少しずつ一本ずつ韓国語を学ぼう。